Buff dudes and girls, we have a delicious recipe for you today. It's called the Buffcheladas. Now, just imagine an enchilada, but we're taking out the tortillas, so we're lessening the carbs, but we're increasing the protein because instead of tortillas, we're using some deli meat for those wraps, which is gonna be absolutely delicious. But the good thing is, it's still very easy to make. It's 100% deliciousness, and it's quick and easy, and that's exactly the way we like it. And it comes straight from our newly released cookbook. Make sure you check it out, click the link in our description. Now it's time to get on to the recipe. Yeah. So the first step before getting to the recipe is going to be preheating your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's do that now. Boom, done. Preheating, now let's build the recipe, baby. So here is the meat all lined out. This is gonna equal 3 Buffcheladas right here. Now it's time to stuff our meat with all the tasty ingredients, which is gonna be the cheese, it's gonna be the black beans, and that's basically it. So very simple as you can tell, but it doesn't mean it's not gonna taste really good. It definitely will. And it's packed full of that protein. We got a little carbs and fiber from the black beans, and we're basically gonna kind of try to work in a amount that's gonna fit within these little chunks of meat here. So obviously the bigger your meat is, the more you can fit into it. And these ones aren't the biggest meat, but you know what, we're still gonna make the best of it. We're gonna line all the black beans out just like so. Now we're gonna sprinkle some cheese in there. And the amount of ingredients depends on your preference, the size of the meat, or your calorie and macro restrictions here. So we get a little fat from the cheese, which is good. So this is definitely all very complete macronutrients. And we also have the greens right here. Can't forget the greens. Got the greens, the proteins. Now that we got that in there, we're gonna roll it up. I stuffed this one pretty good. Boom, just like that. And we're gonna immediately transfer it face down or seam down onto the other roll. And we're gonna then roll that. It's like Buff Dude in a blanket here. There we go. Just like so. There we go. And we're gonna flip that over. And that is ready. And we're gonna place this seam down onto our cooking sheet. As you can see, we got them all lined out. Now we're gonna add a little bit of topping to it, which is gonna be some extra cheese. Again, you can kind of use the amount you'd prefer, depending on your macros. Some people like a little bit more fat. Some people like a little less. Obviously, if you're doing like keto or something that's really specific, very low or zero carbs, you just would have no beans. And then you could have the spinach, you could have the cheese, the meat, and there you go. It's just fat and protein. So very customizable, which is always nice. Got the cheese on there. Now we're gonna get a little bit of salsa. Oh yeah, it's looking good. I like the colors too. Looks very pleasing to the eye. The oranges, the reds, the greens, so amazing. So we got the preheated oven to 375 degrees. Now it's time to put them in. The oven's preheated to 375 degrees already, so we're gonna slip these suckers right in here. Boom. Now it's gonna be about 15 to 20 minutes, but what you really wanna do is make sure the cheese is melted, it's browning a little bit, and that's when you know it's done, because every oven's a little bit different. So we're gonna keep our eye on this. We're still gonna set our timer and make sure we come back and check just in case we forget about it. We're gonna do 15 minutes to start out. Boom, there we go. The countdown has begun. They're all done, so it's time to pull them out. See how they're looking, and wow, those are looking damn good. Okay, so I'm gonna scrape these things off this cooking sheet, and I'm going to be putting on a plate so that way they can cool a little bit, because of course they're right out of the oven, they're a little hot, so you don't wanna burn your mouth, but oh yeah, that is smelling delicious. I can't wait to eat these things. The very last step, while they're cooling off, we're going to be adding a little bit of the garnish, which is going to be cilantro there. We're just gonna kind of peel these off a little bit. Sometimes it is about the presentation too. You know, if you're throwing like a buff party, you know, you got all these people coming over, sometimes adding a little bit of garnishment like this can add that extra like flair, you know what I mean? A Buff Dude flair we all want. And we're gonna sprinkle it on there. Oh, look at that. I'm no artist, but I mean, come on. Time for the taste test. Oh yeah. That is absolutely delicious. Wow. Definitely give this recipe a shot. It is 100% worth it. If you tried out, let us know in the comments below, and definitely pick up the cookbook, because there's a ton of recipes like this in there that is delicious, it's easy to make, and it helps support us. We're all in this together, baby.